Welcome to another beautiful day in Taiwan. We've completed our journey down the west coast of the island, all the way to the south, and now we're starting our journey up the east on our way back to Taipei.
We are spending the day today in Taitung, starting here at the Beinan Archaeological Site, which is far larger than we expected and is already pretty amazing. We can't wait to tell you all about this prehistoric culture. I really admire what Taiwan is doing in preserving a lot of the things that are at the site, starting with the house that's behind me. They actually consulted the elders in some of the Aboriginal tribes that live here in Taiwan in order to understand traditional construction methods and some of the materials that might be used, and engaged their help in building this building. So I really like that they're trying to go for an authentic feel for the recreations of the buildings that are here. Speaking of trying to preserve the local history, what I find really interesting about this park is that it's Taiwan's first archaeological park. It might be the only one, but it's definitely the first. And it's not just a park that's been completed. There's an active dig taking place right here that we'll see in just a little bit. Building behind me that sort of looks like a mushroom is where young men would go at the age of 12, 13, sort of when they were just becoming teenagers, to be taught skills that they would need later on in life, like traditions about the culture and myths and how to hunt and maybe how to fish, although the people who lived here actually didn't fish very much. There's even a fire pit inside, there's beds. I guess this is sort of like maybe an early boarding school for boys. I just really like how the building looks. It's the only one that we've seen here that's round. The next stop here is actually a bunch of stone pillars that used to stand here. They have some actual photo evidence going back like 100 years showing that these used to be here. They actually have holes in the top, and the theory is that these used to be used for building structures, but they have no actual evidence that proves that.
Throughout the park here, there's bathrooms everywhere, and that's great. But
I'm just gonna hold it.
what's behind me is a pile of rocks. Well, at least it seems so at first glance, but there are really helpful English descriptions all around telling you what you're looking at.
Behind me is the newest excavation site. New is still a little bit old. They covered this in 1996 in order to preserve everything that remained underneath it, all of the old goodies that are down under the earth that they have been digging up for the past, 30 or 40 years. In fact, based in part on what archaeologists have found here and the rest of Taiwan, along with other evidence, it is now believed that the indigenous people who lived here in Taiwan spread out to the other Pan-Asian islands and countries, and that this is where people launched from. Not like here, but the island of Taiwan. It's just really interesting how things evolve over time in your knowledge and understanding our history. In this whole area that we've been exploring today, archaeologists have actually uncovered thousands of slate coffins. The largest slate coffin area in all of Asia, in fact, is right here in Taitung. So significant are the findings here in Beinan that Taiwan has actually applied for this area to be an UNESCO World Heritage Site. Currently, Taiwan has precisely 0 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. They have a number up for application, and this is one of them. So I guess we'll be able to say that we came here before it was a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Given the significance of history that stems from this area, I don't know, it seems worthy of the designation to me.
In case you're wondering how we sound so knowledgeable about all of this,
it's because we started our day at the museum. Well, this is a first. I've never seen a dramatic reenactment of history through Legos at the archaeological site. This is amazing. It's not very expensive to get into, only $30, and it's very informational, has many signs in English, and we learned all about the history of this area, and there were even some fun photo ops. And if you decide to come here, we would absolutely recommend starting your time at the museum.
and you've got to check out the museum because you want to learn more about the questionable dental practices that this culture had. It's interesting.
Okay, fair. All right, now we are going to grab a snack near the train station and then try to find a bus because we are headed to a former railway area that has been turned into another art installation. That's where we're headed now. Now, unlike the art pillars that we saw earlier, the ones that had been reconstructed, this baby is original and is 3,000 years old. It's just been standing here watching over the valley all that time. Really incredible that this is still standing. I wonder how far down its base has to go underground in order for it to be stable. 3,000 years of typhoons, and we have man-made things that just get crushed. What we have for lunch is not your typical train station fare. Bill, what'd you get?
I got a bagel sandwich. Looks like it's got pork, lettuce, tomato, cheese, some kind of sauce. Looks really good.
And I got a steamed bun. I love these. We'll be back when we're done. That rhymed. Not intentional.
We successfully navigated the bus system and made our way to another train station, which is where we just came from.
Yep, it sure is. But this one is no longer in use as a train station and is now sort of an art exhibit with some old cool train cars behind us. We don't really know what else we're gonna find, so I guess let's explore together and find out. The train turntable you see behind me, that is not the technical term for it, is over 100 years old and was built in 1919. I can only guess that something has changed where we are because this turntable does not actually connect up with any of the rail lines that surround us. So either this is not its original place or the line that it was connected to no longer exists. They kind of fan out in either direction around it but don't actually connect to the turntable behind me. Still, this is over 100 years old and it is one of the last ones left in Taiwan.
Standing underneath the lights, look into each other's eyes. Tired snowflakes are coming down, collapse into water when they hit the ground.
In case you're wondering, the answer is yes, we really do like playing around and filming these art installations. They're a lot of fun. Have to jump through a lot of hoops to get here though. Ba-dum-bum.
I can promise you're the only thing I see.
I don't think we've traveled to anywhere else that has preserved their rail stations in quite the same way. It is as though the station itself has stopped in time. All the platforms are still numbered and you can still, well, I mean it's locked, but you can still wait in one of the waiting areas back there, and the tracks are overgrown with grass. I find this so interesting, and it's really kind of beautiful the way that nature takes over or art takes over, yet still preserving things in time. It's really cool. I am absolutely loving visiting these all over Taiwan.
Time is running out of sight. Lonely wind is passing.
We understand that this whole area is a music scene. Unfortunately, we are here on a night where there's no music. Just fighter jets flying overhead. Well, next time.
We understand that there's a park nearby, and we're going to take a look at that. And there, I think, is also a pagoda that you can climb up to.
Maybe not to the top of it, but up to it. Maybe there's a view overlooking the city, which is something we love. Headed there now.
All right.
Looks like we can go all the way up there. So the stairs are not done, Bill. This actually is a lot of stairs. Me and my big mouth. Should've stopped. Okay, I cannot tell you exactly how many stairs there are, but there are at least 170. I did not start counting at the very bottom. And this is the view I hope for. Overlooking the city, we can see the ocean in the distance, we can see the Railway Art Center where we just were. This is such a beautiful viewpoint, I love it. That vantage point was amazing, but it looked like the water was really close to us, so we're on a road that sort of leads straight to the ocean, and that's where we're headed. I know that we're facing east, but maybe we'll get a sunset reflection on the east side. Frequently have heard the garbage truck song, but we've never been positioned to have one go directly up by us. And here in Taiwan, the way it seems to work is everybody brings their trash out from their place of business or their home, and they wait for the garbage truck to go by, and then they like hurriedly take all the stuff and put it in the back. We've never like seen that part of the process until now.
It's very different for us in the United States. The garbage comes once a week, and we just set it on the curb, and that's it. It gets taken away. It's, to us, seems more simple, but
this works. I'm glad we finally saw it in person. And the garbage guy was so friendly. Well, we made it to the water. The sun is still setting, but there's some rain that's moved in, so I don't think we're gonna have an actual sunset. But we found a building here that looks like it's straight out of a Star Wars movie. So that is where we're walking to now. There's so many people along here, it's so much fun. All right, now that I'm closer to it, it looks more like a tree than something out of Star Wars. It's still really cool looking though. Is this art? Is this a boardwalk? I don't really understand what's going on here, but it's really neat. It's all lit up too with lights.
There's one here for Liyushan. If you haven't seen that video, click the link.
Well, here's a hint to somewhere we plan to go this year. This tree was way cooler than I expected it to be, I have to admit.
We've loved the relaxed vibe here in Taitung. People seem really friendly.
If the entire East Coast is like this, we are in for a fun time as we make our way up all the way back to Taipei. That does it for Taitung though. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.